Kita punya audience 2, 4, 5. 3 daripada 5, 2 daripada 5 tu orang pensiun. 5 orang je. 2 daripada 5 tu orang pensiun. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Greetings to Professor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Rusuk Mahmud, Director of Institute of Science, Associate Professor Dr. Zeti Sharizat Hamidi, Researcher, Institute of Science, our distinguished speaker, Professor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaki Saleh, Director of I Promise, and to all ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone in this studio for allocating time out of your busy schedule to attend this research talk. From the bottom of my heart and all those involved in organizing this research talk, thank you very much. We are honored to have you here. I'm Zaliha Afandi, the MC. With me, Professor Dr. Muhammad Rusuk Mahmud and Associate Professor Dr. Zeti Sharizat as the moderator. And I'm honored to introduce our guest speaker today, Professor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaki Saleh. Ladies and gentlemen, Datuk Zaki is the founder of Integrative Pharmacogenomic Institute, I Promise, one of UiTM COE since 2013. After the establishment of I Promise, due to his impressive background, he was appointed as an adjunct professor at Institute of Genomic and Integrative Biology, India Academy of Scientific and Innovative Research for 2 years. Not only I Promise, but he also the founder of Malaysian Metabolomic Society, became a president for 9 years from 2011 to 2020. Out of his busy life, he managed to start up a company named Zakish Biotech Sinjam Berhad, and he's the COO since 2019 until now. Last but not least, last year, Datuk Zaki won a research grant worth 1.668 million from the Strategic Research Fund. The title of the project, Sequencing of COVID Viruses for Genomic Surveillance. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the session will start with the corporate video of I Promise, and later, the moderator, Professor T.S. Dr. Muhammad Rusuk Mahmud, will take the session. Enjoy the video.
Integrative Pharmacogenomics Institute, known as I Promise, is located at UiTM Selangor, Puncak Alam campus. I Promise was established in 2008 and was recognized as one of the Center of Excellence in 2013 at UiTM. In 2019, a startup company, Zakish Biotech Sinjam Berhad, was established. It aims to commercialize research products and provide a variety of services to determine genetic profile of individuals to help maintain wellness through omics technologies. I Promise offers services on personal genome analysis, sequencing for mRNA, microbiota, bacteria, viruses, bioinformatics, as well as computation modeling. Other services provided by I Promise include bioanalytical analysis, such as qualitative and quantitative mass spectrometry for small molecules and proteins. Type of services requested by customer are accurate mass detection, profiling of plant extracts, proteomics, metabolomics, and LC-MS QQQ-based quantitation of fluconazole, homocysteine, and biomarkers of herbal extract. The lab is accredited under the Laboratory Accreditation Scheme of Malaysia, MS ISO IEC 17025 on 13 July 2018. I Promise has well-established collaborations and partnership with several local universities, the Malaysian Ministry of Health, Malaysian Bureau of Pharmacy, Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, Institute for Medical Research, Hospital Kuala Lumpur, as well as private industry, such as Agilent Technologies, Nanocity, Genome Sdn Bhd, BP Healthcare, and SIPCO Medical and Pharmaceutical Sdn Bhd. iPremise has also expanded its research collaboration to internal level by collaborating with CSIR IGIB India, AIBST Zimbabwe, Nigeria Institute of Medical Research, Xinjiang Medical University, Universitas of Indonesia, Bogor Agricultural University, Hospital Iwaprasad, and Chulalongkorn University. Besides, iPremise had completed successfully a contract project from Mitomasa Company, Japan for commercialization of Premiage and Apopteline. The two products were scientifically proven to be safe and effective in improving memory, maintaining youth, and act as an anti-aging. iPremise and the clients have a long-standing relationship that's still going strong since the establishment of iPremise. We have a great team that support the industry and provide the best services. In moving forward precision health, iPremise alongside with Zakasi Biotech Sdn Bhd has taken up the role to provide direct-to-customer service on personal genome analysis. This allows the customers to get a better understanding of their genetic makeup that helps in guiding doctors in prescribing medicine, leading a healthy lifestyle to decrease the risk of getting the predicted disease, and also personalizing the diet and exercise plan that fits their genotyping profiles. In understanding the role of the novel variants, a zebrafish functional genomic unit was established. These zebrafish units are widely used to study development, toxicity, disease, and identify new pathways and mechanisms and potential new drug targets. We are currently using zebrafish to study the impact of a novel variant on LAMP2, which is accountable for the non-disease. With a successful track record on whole genome sequencing, iPremise was invited to be part of the National Consortium project, which embarked on the large-scale genome surveillance program for COVID-19. In the urge to achieve the goal by WHO in zeroing TB, iPremise had collaborated with several local and international institutes in sequencing hundreds of Mycobacterium tuberculosis complex isolates. The World No. 8 Whole Genome Sequence Database, called Malaysia Mycobacterium Tuberculosis Genome Database, was developed successfully, which identified variants of the Mycobacterium tuberculosis isolate from Nigeria were deposited. iPremise provides internship training programs to students or professionals to gain real-world experience and to explore new skills and knowledge on the cutting-edge technologies. Through this program, iPremise is continuously involved in human capital building and to discover future talent for the sustainability of the nation. This is the list of achievements and awards achieved by iPremise from the year 2018 until 2021. iPremise is crowned with a top-level standard of ISO, patent, and copyright certification. iPremise will continue to strive to achieve excellence in research, to be relevant and to be referred. We serve the people and the nation.
A recorded video on the introduction to Integrative Pharmacogenomics Institute, also known as iPremise. So thank you so much to Mrs. Zalia Effendi, the Senior Science Officer of Institute of Science. Thank you so much to be the MC today, to act as an MC today. And then thank you also for the introduction of our panelists just now. Thank you so much, Puan Zalia. So, okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera dan juga salam satu Malaysia, salam keluarga Malaysia kepada semua, to all who have joined us today for the research talk at Institute of Science, UITM, or also known as RT at IOS, co-organized by Institute of Science, UITM, and Perpustakaan Tun Abdul Razak, PTAR, UITM. I am Muhammad Usop bin Mahmud from Institute of Science. So today with me, my co-moderator for today is Associate Professor Technologist Zeti Sharizat Hamidi, the head of one of our center, Center for Astrophysics and Applied Radiation. Thank you so much, Dr. Zeti, to be with me today to act as a
You're most
moderator.
welcome, Prof. Yeah.
So, okay, first of all, please allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our guest of honor. I'm very happy today, actually, our Honorable ex-director, Honorary Professor, Dr. Zurina Shamiri, and also Honorable Researcher, Associate Professor, Dr. Nurhana Hussein, and all participants. Thank you so much for all of you to be with us today here. Thank you so much. So, okay, we also would like to welcome our esteemed panelists today, Professor Dato Dr. Zaki Muhammad Saleh. Thank you so much to be with us here. Dato is a director of Integrative Pharmacogenomics Institute, or I promise, University Technology Mara UITM. Thank you for Dato for accepting our invitation for today's forum series, and thank you for taking the time of your busy schedule to join us today, Dato. Thank you so much. So, Dato, on behalf of organizing committee, Dato, we warmly welcome our participants to this forum series. The topic for today's forum is the key to maintaining momentum and motivation and research. And the key is the key to maintaining momentum. Maintaining momentum means before to go to that level that we have to do something. Yeah. So we hope Dato could elaborate, okay, the meaning of this the title today to us. So this is Dato, the fourth forum series of the webinars organized by Institute of Science and Perpustakaan Tun Abdul Razak, PTAR for 2022. So Dato, in research, Dato, we believe that in order to strengthen our research, we have to optimize the research performance. We have to elevate the research awareness, and also, of course, not only with that, we also need to cultivate research engagement with other institutions. So, in order to do all of this, hopefully, this is one of the activity that we are looking for. So, Dato, the aim of today's forum is to discuss the fundamental issues pertaining to how we can optimize our research and research output, such as to maximize the research publication output and impact towards achieving our universities global GRU 2025 globally renowned university, globally renowned university by 2025. So our distinguished panel, hopefully we will deliberate on the pertinent questions regarding the key to maintaining momentum and motivation in research. On the key point, how to maintain and motivate. As I said just now, in order to maintain and motivate, we need to do something to achieve to that level, to that goal. So to maintain and motivate the research so that we could achieve our key performance index, our KPI, and have published enough high quality research paper. And last but not least, we also hopefully could get the secret recipe from Dato on how to be motivated in doing research in order to maximize the research impact. So we will divide this presentation into 4 sessions. For the first session, presentation by our panelists, by Dato for about 15 minutes. So the title for the presentation is regarding the introduction to Integrative Pharmacogenomics Institute. I promise UITM, University Technology Mara UITM, or also in Malay, pengenalan kepada Institute. I promise Pharmacogenomic Integrative. I promise University Technology Mara UITM. So after that, we go to the second section, that is the Q&A session. So for the Q&A session, hopefully we able to share, to discuss with Dato regarding the title that been presented in the first session for about 30 minutes. And then after we finish the second session, we will move to the third session, that is presentation by Dato, by our panelists. That also will take hopefully for about 15 minutes. So the title for the second presentation by Dato is on the research strategy and activity for sustainability towards globally renowned university. Also in Malay, it's known as strategi and activity penyelidikan untuk kelestarian ke arah universiti yang terkenal di peringkat global. So after Dato finish presentation for the second presentation, we'll move to the last session, that is again for the Q&A session. That also will take for about 30 minutes. So okay, a gentle reminder reminder to all of the participants to mute your handphone for those who are here to be with us face to face with us here in this room, and also hopefully to put your microphone on mute throughout the session for those who are participating online. So Dato', without further ado, I will now pass the floor to Dato' to give your presentation, Dato', on the introduction to integrative pharmacogenomics institute. I promise, Dato', I promise University Teknologi Mara UiTM. So Dato' dipersilakan to start your first presentation, Dato'. Thank you. To Professor T.S. good friend of mine, Prof. Madya, Dr. Zeti, and all the participants.
Syukur Alhamdulillah, we are able to be here today, especially me. Alhamdulillah, I'm in a good state of health today. And selawat dan salam ke atas junjungan besar Nabi Muhammad SAW, all his family, to our parents, and to all our teachers as well, who has been teaching us since we were small. If you are from the, you have started your academic from kindergarten, yeah, they also deserve the doa from us. Alhamdulillah. Okay, it's quite a big task that Prof. Rusuk and PM Dr. Zeti has given to me to aspire or to share with you all, how the secret, as he said, which I don't have any secret at all, but it's purely hard work and determination, responsibility, and the love towards your job. Okay, to start off with, can I have the slides? If you were to see just now for about 5 minutes, the video on the corporate video that we have here. So I would like to deliberate a bit more. The video took us about 5 minutes. Now I would like to spend another 10 minutes also.
Oh, no, another 15 minutes though.
Okay, that's even better. Okay, thank you so much.
Enough
Okay,
time.
enough time.
Don't worry
Okay.
about time.
Right, can I have the next slide, please? Okay, how does we have the name I promise is from the word integrative pharmacogenomics institute. So we take one of the alphabet and become I promise. Actually, I don't promise anybody lah. It's a promise. I don't promise you. I don't promise you ITM, but it's a promise. So it is quite a plain word, yeah. And we are promising many people or many sector or many departments as such. Okay, can I have the next slide, please? Let's see at the roadmap. We started as a center under the Faculty of Pharmacy in 2008. Okay, when we first started, actually we were to a certain extent some sort of screen or present our findings and our strength to the faculty, of course, Faculty of Pharmacy, and also to the Gugusan, Gugusan Science and Technology. And we were allowed to operate as a center where at that point of time, from 2 people, myself and Professor T, a few more joined. And Alhamdulillah, along the way, before we become an institute, in 2013, we have managed to secure a few grants, ERGF, FRGS, eScience, and so on and so forth. But the most prominent that I could share with you is a grant from the Nation Biotech Corporation for about 600,000, because what we defended to them was to build up a unit or a sector to work on the whole genomes. That was what we presented. Okay, and of course, our initial or primary research at that point of time was on pharmacogenomics. Pharmacogenomics is quite new then, in Malaysia. So we have decided to work on it. I am basically more of a molecular biologist, and Professor T is a pharmacist who works on pharmacogenomics. So we team up quite nicely to strengthen this discipline of research. And of course, there were a few more who joined, but later on they left for a reason which for better reasons lah, for the goods of them. Then in 2010, towards the end of 2010, managed to talk to the then Tan Sri Ibrahim Shah, Professor Emeritus Tan Sri Ibrahim Shah, that we said that we can perform something big in terms of research. And we said that we want to sequence the Malays, because at that point of time, the first human genome was completed in 2003 after 13 years by 20 over laboratories from 6 countries. So we thought that because nobody is going to work on the Malay genome, this part of the world, so we have to take the responsibility or the task. And we said that inshallah we try to do it. Yeah. So it's a big task. But then, Alhamdulillah, Tan Sri and LPU and so on and so forth have a trust in us. They gave us 4.5 million to secure a few equipments. Alhamdulillah. Then, of course, we have to prove it. Of course, with the help of Malaysian Biotech Corp, we managed to get a few high-end computers to do modeling. To do this bioinformatic thing. Yeah? Nobody in my lab was trained in this. But we work hard. We get assistance from our collaborators in India, and we managed to come with the completion of Malay genome. So it was completed in 2011, and it took about almost a year for the first paper on Malay genome to come out. That was in 2013. Okay, we were the first group to sequence the Malay genome in our lab, analyze, and so on and so forth. Okay, the paper was evaluated or reviewed by 7 professors from 7 different countries. So it was a very thorough reviewed paper. Okay, but at the same time, we heard that NUS, National University of Singapore, do also sequence about 90 Malay genomes. But those genomes were done in United States. Okay, so basically, your ITM and also NUS were somehow about the same time, were the first group. And after that, NUS gave us all the 90 genomes to us, because they said, now you let you continue with the work. So we have a big database of 90 Malays at that point of time. Now we have more because the sequencing process keep on being done, because we have more and more customers, which I will share in a short while. Okay, then with that success of the Malay genome, we managed to do a few more genomes on ikan kelah, on a few bacteria, and so on and so forth. And even we had requests from Thailand to sequence 2 elephants, which we managed to do it and analyze. Alhamdulillah. All, as I said, we were all trained in our lab. Nobody was sent overseas, because we believe that we could do it. There is a sort of responsibility and the ambitions and also the trust that we have in all those who were involved at that point of time. Okay, Alhamdulillah, also in the 2012, something like that, yeah, KPT, Ministry of Higher Education, opened up this grant, LRJS. And we thought that probably with the success of Malay genome, why don't we work on the orang asli genome? Because all this while it has been being done mostly by people from outside, from US and so on. Of course, there were some of our scientists that were involved, but mostly working on SNPs and variants. But we thought that with the equipment that we had in our lab, that was the first equipment in Malaysia, we thought that why not we pursue? Because we can do it. We had the experience and then the ability to do something wonderful. Yeah, because they were based on a National Geographic program, and also from a science paper, a journal that was published in Science. I saw that they said that the orang asli is the second oldest population out of Africa, meaning that from the peninsula of Malaysia, that's where the peopling happen. So we wrote a proposal in RJS, and in the proposal we have included the UKM fellow lecturers or colleagues that work on anthropology and sociology, and we also include the USM friends and colleagues who works on the lineage. But our task was to look into the genomic architecture of 6 chosen orang asli subtribe. Okay, 4 of which the population were less than 500. In fact, the Kanak punya subtribe has only 89 people left. So that's a big challenge on us. Yeah. So we managed to do that and completed it, Alhamdulillah, with quite a number of publications. And our database has swollen up to more than 100 over of this orang asli. And in total, probably we have something like more than 100 terabytes of database. And with that information, okay, we managed to mine the data, do more publication, and we thought that why not we move beyond that so that the public, the Malays, orang asli, or the other ethnics also could benefit, because now we have something to refer to. Of course, we have been also using the database, the NCBI and so on, comparing with all the genetic makeup to look even more detail. Right. Then and for the LRJS grant, UITM was the main, what I call it, the program head, whereby we want 8 million, 5 million goes to us, 2 million goes to USM, and 1 million went over to UKM. And in 2013, Alhamdulillah, with the marks that we obtained and so on and so forth, we were recognized an institute, and from Pharmacogenomic Center, it changed into Integrative Pharmacogenomic Institute, a step up. And also, in that very year, we also, what I called it, won another grant together with USM to work on Mycobacterium tuberculosis. USM has won this LRJS grant for Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and they have shared the grant whereby we hit a section on the whole genome sequencing of this Mycobacterium. And this grant, actually, after the first 4 years we finished, and it was continued with another 4 years. So all in all, we have a few millions from that LRJS grant. And that was in 2013, you could see that the progression. And along the way, we said that we have to expand. We should not only be there, we should expand. Why not we try bulldoze into a frontier whereby, well, if people can do, why not we? Even though we were not even trained, none of us were trained then. But it's basically a bulldoze way of doing things, but with confidence. Yeah, of course, we need to do a lot of reading, a lot of thinking, a lot of discussion, and so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah, I had quite a good team that want to work with us. Yeah. Okay. For that matter, we move into metabolomics and so on and so forth. Okay. And we also become a part of this Malaysian Biotech Corporation by being the BioNexus lab. So out of 52 BioNexus lab that was recognized by Malaysian Biotech Corp, 2 were in our lab. BioNexus Center of Excellence, they panggil. One is on the metabolomics, the other is on the genomics. Okay, with that, what happened is that Malaysian Biotech Corporation, they traverse a lot. They invest in some countries and so on and so forth. And in that manner, what they did also was they helped to advertise about us. And for that, there were certain companies from overseas that has approached us to seek for our service. And one of them is Mitomasa Sindiran Berhad. If we were to look into the slide there, we had won an amount of money about 600,000 to work from A to Z until the product is commercialized and sold in Japan. For the product to be sold in Japan, they said that at least 2 papers must come out. Yeah, and we managed to publish 2 papers. And the last time I heard that was they had even applied for the FDA approval to be used as not only as a health punya product but also for some intervention, for treatment. Alhamdulillah, that is something interesting, and that attract more other companies to come. So there are quite a number that came for this metabolomic service, identification of compound, and so on and so forth. Even what we did was, whenever there's a such project, we normally sit together with those people and we plan out what would be the best approach based on our experience and knowledge, and also theirs. So we sat down together and we draw the plan out. So that in that way, it satisfies the customer. Okay, it satisfies the customer. It's also easier for us. So we sign contract so that this is what we will discuss. If anything goes wrong, this is based on our discussion. So nobody can trick each other. Okay. Alhamdulillah. And again, as I said, we had another LRJS in 2016 under mutant TB grant together with USM. And in 2017, we completed the LRJS and we built up database and so on and so forth. And in the very same year, so we won a PRJS. As I said earlier, after we mined the genomes and we saw that actually all this information could be used for the public, for the people. And that's why we coined the word precision health. Okay, not only to wait for the people to be sick, only you treat, but we can start from beginning. So alhamdulillah, it turns into something which the people are looking forward to. And if you were to see, even the government now, I think Yang Berhormat Khairi Jamaluddin also mentioned that precision medicine and so on and so forth, sometime in 2020 or 2021, actually we have done that before. Okay, I said we have realized that because President Obama declared that in sometime in 2019. So we picked it up and we thought that this is the way forward. The genome of human being or bacteria or anything for that matter is powerful. A lot of information is there. But how and what we want to get the information out for the benefit of people, yeah? There is the critical part, which you need a lot of thinking and discussion, of course. Then in 2018, we got this MIS ISO 17025 that will help even, I promise better, to get more of these services, yeah? And I forgot to tell that we also won this TRJS. That was together with Prof. Zorina. We work on that, yeah, bro, about 1 million. So there were 3 projects. A few papers came out from that, a few Q1s. And along the way, Prof, all got papers now. With papers and students were graduated. Okay, the TRJS, we managed to file a patent for 40 compounds and it was granted. Now we are working on with some of the compounds to go further. The preclinical studies has been done, and of course we also some model it. We are changing it using in silico modeling to change some of it to make it even better. So I will be working on it. Don't worry, and more papers are coming out from there, inshallah. Okay. And as I said earlier, based on those information and so on, we had this startup company. The idea of setting up this startup company is basically to expedite things, to make things easier, so that when people want to come and have the service or to use whatever output from our research to is much easier rather than going to the rate and rules and so on and so forth, so many procedures. Not that I'm saying that UITM has been given problems on it, but alhamdulillah, it helps a lot. Yeah, it helps a lot to expedite so many things. And with that also, set up company, of course, 2019, then this COVID, so on and so forth, and it slowed down a bit of our business. It's not easy, Prof. A lot of challenges, along the way. It's not that as orang kata bed of roses. No, it is not. Sheer determination, the trust, the belief, the hard work that you have to put into it to make it work. So far, we have been making some money, of course, to pay all our staff. Okay, we have 2 staff working there. Okay, hopefully it could expand. Now that in 2022, you know that we had signed an MOU with BP Healthcare. There's a big, the biggest diagnostic company in Malaysia, and even they have branches in Singapore and Vietnam. And so far we have been listening, not bad, yeah. So quite recently also there's a group from Vietnam who came over, and we have a request also from which we had done earlier from Philippines, and we had also done for 40 genomes from from mainland China. Okay, not too bad, yeah, not too bad. And I said that in 2020, if you've seen the video, we were approached by Ministry of Health to give a grant of 400 over to do the sequencing, genome sequencing for COVID, and they were happy with our performance. Yeah, they have given another 1.2 million again this year. Yeah? Can I have the next slide, please, if you don't mind? Ada masa lagi, Professor? Okay, just a bit. Just to show quickly, this is the first Malay genome that we had done. Okay, this paper or this work really shows that knowing the whole genome, as I said earlier, is a powerful tool. A lot of information can be gotten, can be obtained from there. Can I have the next slide, please? Right, okay. Now, ini just tunjuk balik sikit-sikit. The orang asli people that we work. Can I have the next slide? Right, okay, here. Now, kalau kita tengok kan, the first human genome was launched in 1919. So we were not that far lah in 2013. And that point of time, you have genomes from Africa, India, China, Korea, Japan, but none from the Malay archipelago. So, or the Peninsula punya region. So the Malay helps to represent. Okay, one is not enough. Of course, we have to work more. And if you could see, bukanlah nak menyombong, there were 6 countries that were on the first genome. It cost 2.4 billion USD doing one in here. But the time when we did on the Malay genome, this one I have to be thankful to Tan Sri Sahol and also Encik Sani and of course all those TNCs, research and so on for trusting us, whereby they gave us 200,000. Okay, to start. There was macam a pledge that we can do it. So Alhamdulillah managed to do it. I have to be thankful to them. They have been very, very supportive. Tan Sri Ibrahim, Tan Sri Sahol, Datuk Hassan, Datuk Hazrai, then Datuk Rozi Hantirna pun in many ways, in different areas, of course. Okay, then the Precision Medicine Initiative, as I said, was announced by Obama 2015. Actually, we have started around that time also, and the Precision Health was in 2018, about the same time as we had been doing. And if you could see, masa yang kita coin the word Precision Health, I'm trying to using Precision Health as our niche area. The other universities that were using or areas in the world are from University of Michigan, United States, and Stanford University. So we basically are among the first to partake this what we call it Precision Health. Okay, next slide, please. Right, yeah, Allah, banyak. Okay, now Precision Health, basically what it means, it will involve 6 elements: predictive, participatory, personalized, population, preventive, and psychokinetic. Kalau tengok dia punya elements or the strength of it, it is a very holistic approach. If we could, if the health ministry could use this, it will be very nice. Yeah, I think everybody will be happy lah. I mean, if you get sick, you know what what will be the best medicine, because that is what your body says. Okay, Allah built us in such a way everybody is special in its way. You can take this drug, you cannot take this drug, you can take this food, you cannot take this food, you can do this form of exercise for your benefit, you cannot do this. So everybody is special, and There's a lot more that we can learn. Of course, the knowledge that we have now is not enough. There are a lot more that we can do. And that is the reason why we set up the zebrafish facilities. Because why? One of the reasons is that besides looking at the toxicology aspect, behavioral studies of drugs and so on and so forth, because using zebrafish is much cheaper and easier than using rats or mice. All right? Because we breed in our lab. Not we breed lah, we breed the fish, okay? We breed the fish in a well, in a matter of hours or days, you have the embryo. Then when you inject, inoculate with whatever element or compound that you want to study, within hours or within days, you can follow through using the microscope, that we have. If let's say the zebrafish that you experimented die, you can replace it quite fast, much cheaper. So the result is faster. And for your information, zebrafish share about 80% genetic makeup sama dengan manusia. Okay, so it's much easier. Right, now can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. Right, these are the research domains that I promised you see: genomics, metabolomic analysis, drug design, which we have done, okay, under TRGS, and as well as knowing the mutational analysis. Right, next slide, please. And all this we need to use bioinformatic information. And for that reason, we build up this AI, hoping that we have some AI fellows, AI artificial intelligence fellows in our lab to help us. Okay. Later on, I will share you what is our next planning. That will be in the second phase. Planning for future lah. Ada adanya. So kalau we tengok based on the 4 big domains, these are the areas that we work. Human Genome Project, any human genome for that matter, pharmacogenetic, drug discovery, metabolomic analysis. For information, we have received a lot of service from outside, from RU, from HICO, from industry. This is one of the very popular. What we did was, because we run the machine ourselves, our fellows were trained, so the machine is quite well maintained, 12 years already, alhamdulillah, quite maintained. And we set up queue accordingly. Of course, other students, and so on and so forth. And of course, we charge accordingly. If there is collaboration, of course, there are certain negotiations that can be done, and so on and so forth. So since we have only 1 machine compared to some RU had 4 machines, but then if you maintain it very well with good people, looking after it, working on it well, it is continuously being used. Even during the COVID, we still go to the lab. Of course, with permission from the Vice Chancellor and so on and so forth, we continue processing. Yeah, we managed to make money out of it. Yeah, and with this LCMS QTOF, we also do peptide and protein analysis. This is where one of the company, kalau tengok NanoCity, came over to us to do QC for the punya peptide things, because that peptide is used for therapeutic purposes and is very popular now. Yeah, the technology came from Russia. Right, and we do epigenetic analysis. Is another new area which is very, very interesting, very important. A few papers can come up, very interesting. Metagenomic analysis, mRNA analysis, gene expression, and of course any bacteria or virus for the matter. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, based on all those what we had done with certain output we have, which we believe we could contribute to industry. That's why we translate those research into practices, into tangible products. Yeah, so that it could serve the public, it could serve the people, it could serve the industry. So there are 4. These are some of the areas, 4 categories which we serve the industry. Macam saya repeat, personal genome analysis, bioanalytical analysis, whereby we use LCMS, QTOF, and table quartz, and so on, so on. And so we have done preclinical bioefficacy study dengan what we call with this Mitomasa from the company from Japan, and we are planning to start off with bioequivalent study. So everything is in place now. Now we will approach the big pharmaceutical company to do BE. This is another what do you call it, route or way of making some money, yeah, by BE. Because all this while there are only 3 or 4 BE center in Malaysia, and many of the drugs, this what do you call it, these drugs were sent over to India. India has about 35 of this BE ini. So I think we could be there because we have some experience in doing that when I was in the previous university, and so was Prof. T. Yeah? So next slide, please. So as you can see, Prof, Prof, so we expand. We don't work on it, we expand. Using this platform, we expand. Itu yang kata kita ni. Again, it's not easy, but it's difficult. In order to sustain, you need to have a strong desire. Okay, and of course you have to doa banyak-banyak lah. Otherwise, if Allah don't permit, nothing will happen. Okay. Yes, from the personal genome, via or through Zakesi, you have been providing servicing in terms of report to people, yeah, to all our customer or clients in terms of predicting disease risks. All these are prediction and disease risks, personalized drug, what drug they could take and should take. If they were to take like the other, it may not work, but they are special. That's why I say everybody is special themselves. Yeah, personalized nutrients, personalized exercise, weight management, personality trait, sport talent. This is real. Your genetic tell you that. Yeah. Okay, and we have a few platforms that we use. Whole genome sequencing. That means the whole 30,000 gene. The 3 billion nucleotide will be known. Okay, then you have exome sequencing, about a few percent of the whole genome. Then you have the SNP array. SNP array is based on 600,000 SNPs. So the most expensive whole genome, you are going to do it once in a lifetime. Then exome sequencing slightly cheaper. SNP array is much cheaper, not even 1,000. Okay, but it could be used forever. You know. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, when we do some reporting, this is only an example. So this is form of report. Normally our report is between 150 pages to 400 pages. It could go into 400. So it's so detailed. We do not hide. This is what we are different from those other companies that come from outside. We give the whole report. Everything about you we give. That is. But the disclaimer that is a prediction. Because why? This is based on the database that we have. Because we don't have our own database. Maksudnya Malaysia. How many, as I said earlier, we have only about 100 something Malay punya whole genome and about 100 something of this orang asli. We need to have more. We need to have more of this genome information from all the ethnic Kalbulay in Malaysia. Then we can have our own database and the accuracy will be higher. Okay, but well, it's quite difficult to get grants, but I will never give up. I'll keep on pushing. Okay, quite recently until the 4th stage, the final stage of getting about 13.9 million. Suddenly, they say, sorry, it's a bit too bold. Even though we are able to do that. Yeah. Okay, can I have the next slide, please?
Still many more though?
Huh? No? But, you want to start? Yeah. Okay. Besides those things, we have all this our in-house targeted PCR test, quite a number. Okay, all this is being done through Zakesi as well as I promised. Boleh lah slide lagi satu?
Okay.
Okay. Right, this is an example of a report that was sent from the hospital. So in terms of pharmacogenomics, we have been receiving requests from a few private hospital and also government hospital. Okay, and also satu lagi with this genomic information, we had moved into rare diseases. Okay. Rare disease maksudnya penyakit-penyakit yang jarang jumpa. Sebagai contoh, Danon disease. This is the first reported case maybe in Malaysia, whereby a 17-year-old boy came over to our cardiology punya department unit. Of course, they said it's a cardiovascular disease and so on and so forth. They found that the heart of the wall of the heart of this boy is about 3 times thicker than the normal one. So he has difficulty in breathing, pumping blood, and so on and so forth. Okay, and they couldn't make any. Probably they thought that something to do with genetic. So one of the doctor, he sent over, asked us to do the genetic. So we did an exome sequencing, and we went through, and he said, okay, we don't know anything about the person as yet, but the only that he has this problem. So we went through the information on the genetic information analysis, and we realized that beside that, he also has mental problems, learning disability, the movement, and so on and so forth. So he's quite weak and so on and so forth. And those criteria ataupun those clinical presentation marks very much well dengan Danon disease. Okay? And when we shared with the cardiologist, he said, yes, this was seen in the patient. And we said that probably dia punya sibling, especially the boy, may have that also. And true enough, dia punya sibling ada. And we said that probably the gene must have been passed, the X-linked from the mother. So we did a sequencing on mother. Yes, the mother has the gene. So it was passed over from the mother to all the 3-4 siblings. So this is one of the cases. And we had published, we submitted over to Singapore Medical Journal, and also we found that the mutation in the gene. And this is something yang interesting, yang lamb gene tadi, which we are now using in the zebrafish to understand better. And from that, through the in silico modeling, it seems that the protein is truncated. So something interesting. I think I stop at that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
actually banyak lagi. Now
Yeah,
that
thank you for sharing.
yeah.
The
Alhamdulillah.
achievement. Thank you so much. To share related to the achievement of your institute. Not only your institute, but your startup company also. Yeah. Yes. So thank you so much for sharing with us. And then actually, what I'm interested to know is, before you come to this level, at the beginning stage, for example, I don't think that with one person or with one area of specialization, you could do everything even at the beginning. Yeah. So could you share with us, Dato', at the beginning, how do you determine the suitable person to be in the group? And then at the starting, at the beginning, how many researchers to be with you? And then is it they also the same specialization, having the same specialization like you also, or they are you do together in the group, so they specialize in different areas and so on? Could you share at that point? Because not to get very committed researcher, I think that to also understand that not so easy. Could you share on that? How do you select the researcher? How to make sure that they are committed in the group to do research with you in your group at the beginning? Please share with us.
Okay. To be honest with you, and to everybody, as I said, when we first started, myself and Professor Till, I have to mention that I'm a molecular biologist and also a medical microbiologist. I work on those days, and she molecular biologist and also work on pharmacogenomics. So we started with that. Yeah.
So how many percent at that time?
Okay, just two was us. And when we went in for the whole human genome and so on, still two. To be honest with you, then only after that a few people joined in, about 2 or 3. But after 1 year, they left. To be honest with you, whatever we do, that's why I said, even though we are not in the area, but I and Prof. believe that we can do it. Even though
you mean
that is not
you are
our
lucky
area.
to have another person,
Yes,
Prof. with you, that also interested and committed
equally interested, equally determined, equally ambitious to do. You know, okay. People comes in, people left. Maybe they, for whatever reason, I don't know. Mungkin that is not their area. Probably it's a bit tough. Okay, something you don't know. You are walking in the dark. You know, you don't know whether there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You don't know. No? Yeah. But alhamdulillah, after that, there's another person. Dr. Richard came in. with some of his ideas and specialty is more of human behavior, animal behavioral science. He joined in, so we managed to strengthen the research area. Then we train PSPM, 8 of them, only 3
So
left.
that one PSPM came in after how long time?
Okay,
You have started
probably
this research?
we started in 2008. They came in around 2011, 2012. Okay, to take to participate in our projects. Of course, we design and we plan everything. You know?
So you mean Datuk, you are lucky.
No, but not so
because
lucky.
you have a researcher with you to join in.
To finish the
PSPM,
project.
yeah.
But not so lucky. Out of the 8, only 3 left. The others left.
That's
3 are still with us. 3. The others left us because they want to go and find a greener pasture. I don't know.
That time, how long time per day you have you have done the research? Is it just within the office hour or you stay until night?
Okay.
Actually, I'm interested to know that.
Yeah.
Do our researcher really committed? With
the lab is our second home.
No.
The lab is our
That is
second
very
home.
important.
Last time, only now when I'm after retire, only I go a bit early. Normally, last time when I was traveling from Secara, it's about 58 kilometer one way. I used to go back normally after Maghrib or after Ansha.
Maksudnya Datuk, kalau setakat kerja 8 jam ataupun
susah
kalau
sikit
tak cukup 8 jam sehari, jangan duk harap Datuk.
Susah sikit lah.
Itu kita nak cari researcher macam ni Datuk kan.
I mean, boleh kalau you plan out properly. Maksudnya, okay, masa tu as you said that we don't have many people, but now that we have more people, now Alhamdulillah, I think all the fellows that I have 7 fellows and 12 associate fellows, of course, 7 fellows are within it. We can now, okay, for the last few years lah, for 5 years ago, that's why our company also working. So boleh lah. So and I have 2 or 3 for the Zakisi punya Sindah Mahat to help us as well. Not only in terms of the services or being sent over to Zakisi, but also at times they also help with my research as well and with Prof. T's research as well. Okay, now that we have a better, stronger and more committed, more understandable, people, I think we cannot divide equally because I want them to be great people as well.
That time Datuk, at the beginning you started with 2 person and then
Build up to 5,
and then 2, 3 again. So
keluar
that time
balik, masuk balik.
how many papers you have published at that time?
Normally every year we publish about 7-8 papers.
7-8 papers per head. I mean, each person publish around that
as a group.
7 to 8
papers.
And then at the same time also you obtain the research grant, very big research grant.
And as the grants pursue, first year of course you cannot get any papers. Second year maybe. Then after that we went up to 15 or 16 papers.
Thank you.
From 5 fellows like that lah. And the papers I'm saying is pertaining to precision health. Okay, yang paper yang other associate fellow. Okay, whoever that joins us, I am Prof. T and also the others, we feel that, okay, when they join, they must have that spirit or the liking to do precision health. Number one, because as you know, we aspire to be HICO, to be a high SOE. If you cannot be high SOE, but at least our institute is relevant, is recognized, is respected, and is referred. At least these 4. You tak jadi HICO pun tak apa, but people keep on sending sample, keep on asking for services and so on and so forth. Yeah, itu.
But to be HICO should be the first objective,
Wow, it's a priority because that's what university want. Probably, I think what happens is that bila you jadi, this is what we experience. We almost getting big grants a few times, 8 million. Yang tu dapat lah a few 9 million, 13.5 billion. But what happened after that? It goes to HICO. It goes to RU. Because why? We are still not there. They believe it. Not too strong to take up. in actuality, we can do it. As I said, we have been also receiving some services and collaboration. They visit us from RU, from, those people recognize. Tapi the public, the private sector, maybe the government themselves, okay, they are still not HICO, they are not RU. Why must you give them? Are you sure they are capable to deliver? So that is very important. That is very, very important for the university. So kalau macam Ari sekarang, for example, Ari is well known because he's HICO.
Yeah, Ari is our
they
our
work
research
with
institute.
Oxford, they work with Cambridge, and so on and so forth. They could have offshore courses in Korea and so on and so forth. Because why? They are HICO. It is globally recognized. But like us, we are not yet. So we aspire, we have to work for it in order to be respected, to be recognized, just like those.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Dr. Seti,
Okay, Prof. Okay, I can see from your sharing session, I can see from your timeline and your experience, you have there are 3 things that I want to highlight. First, how you approach the leader, and also how you approach your industrial partner and convince them to get a grant and so on. And then how you build up your team. And this is very, very important for us, especially for the groups that want to build the COE and up to high court and so on. So this is good experience, right? And of course, I want to ask you about is it for the genomic tu, adakah ada kacukan kat situ? Did you do the experiment for the kacukan, for instance, for formulation? Yeah, macam kan nak test the genetic things like that, right? So in terms of orang asli, and then how about others? Alright.
Okay. To answer the first one, how do we approach? Okay, I have to be very thankful to my supervisors, Professor Dato' Asma Ismail and my late supervisor, Professor Dr. Zano. Both are much younger than I am when I did PhD with them at USM, but I keep a strong contact with them. I always ask, I never forget their birthday and so on. So we keep, we after after finishing my PhD, I continue.
Still keep in touch, eh?
Keep in touch. And these people goes up, become vice chancellor, became what they call it, ketua pengarah and so on, no, president Academy of Science and so on and so forth.
This is leaders create leaders.
Yes. Then Prof. Zano also went into MTDC and so on and so forth. So they know us, they know me. If kalau I ni korang ajak lupa daratan and so on and so forth, do you think they will help me? No. To be honest with you, I'm happy, I'm blessed that I work with them, I still in touch with them, they help to introduce me. So indirectly people, yes, will believe in me.
Trust to you.
Believe in Prof. T and so on.
So maybe
because
as a supervisor, we need to be a great person.
Right. Not really great. Not really. I was very, as I said, very blessed. But what I'm trying to say is that as we grow older, okay, like Prof. Russo is
I'm also
2%.
become older now.
Top 2%, it's not easy. I'm in the top 100%. He is I can never meet, he's the top 2%. People knows him. People knows him. If his students are very nice to him, they will benefit from that. Professor, I think won't shy. I would say this was my student. That was introduced by Prof. Dato' Asma last time when I met Dato' Khalid, not Dato' Khalid lah. Dr. The former Minister of Education. Dia kata, this is my mahasiswa. Because I'm much older. Okay, mahasiswa agama. But yeah. So then I met these people, and in other meetings as well, I met them. Okay, I met them. So that how the contact, kadang-kadang kita bertanya khabar, kita ada tak peluang, something like that. So if the teacher is great, like you, actually your students should benefit. Tapi kalau they keep distant, rugi banyak.
Yelah, dia punya relation tu should keep forever tu.
Right. Especially those who were graduated from overseas, lagi sayang kalau mereka tak keep in touch. keep in touch. You may need their help. You may need their mind. You may need their ni. You
Idea,
may.
the
Ya,
cooperation.
sebenarnya dia
Exactly.
student pun Datuk,
Right.
nothing to lose.
Nothing to
Nothing,
lose.
nothing,
Nothing.
nothing to lose.
Kita
So the connection between
And-
ex-supervisor and ex-student is very important.
and you
Very
know pun
important,
dalam in Islam, respect your father, respect your mother, respect your father, respect your teacher. No matter what, they are still your teacher. They graduate you. Yeah.
Yeah, after parents, yes, a
Right,
teacher.
right. That's right.
That's important.
Right, about the second part tu, well, you mean cross, kacukan?
Ya, kalau ada kacukan ke katakan Cina dengan Melayu ke?
Yeah,
ada.
of course. Okay, tadi I think in one of during the video show, in fact when we do analysis for the our customer client, the first page you see the ancestry, because we know ada one of this person, okay, he sent over to us. I call it, because after that we do counselling. Okay, I don't want to mention the name lah, because I mention you all know. Hang ni ada darah Cina punya, you know. Hang tahu mana? Your this say so. Ya, my mom is a Chinese. My mom is Chinese. Another person, you are the Kazakhstan. Yeah, my father was from that part of ni. So genetic tell you, okay, and is no. So what? We are all from the same source, Adam and Hawa. So what? You know, to me lah.
Datuk, go back to the strategy in doing research, Datuk.
Okay.
Jadi macam mana Datuk apa ni work in group with your researcher, with your fellow to make sure that they are really committed, contributing, they achieve their KPI, for example, because every year we have to achieve the KPI. Apa dia punya strategy? What action you are taking to make sure that all of your fellow researchers able to obtain the KPI?
Okay, in general, I always say to my younger, my fellow colleagues, especially those of permanent fellow, the minute you join a COE, your task and responsibility is much higher than being at the faculty. You like it or not, that's how I define things. Okay, maybe the deans and so on may not like what I said, but it's a reality. Your task and responsibility are a bit higher. Because why? Being at the COE, you have to publish more. You have to graduate students, postgraduate student, and you get to do research. Because why? You like it or not, there is the KPI at the COE. So basically, I kata at times I kata it sounds harsh, it sounds this, but then bila you masuk COE itu macam you masuk, you are no more in your comfort zone. You can do research, you can do anything dekat faculty, fine. Tapi the pressure and the responsibility and the look from outside is not that high as you're being in COE. And being in the COE, especially in in university, UITM, which is kalau kita compare is much younger than the RUs. Research is still quite new.
Yes.
Kan? Then I always encourage them that you need to you need to love to do research, and that goes to all the lecturers at large. Okay, why do you become a lecturer? Okay, I have experience working as a teacher, temporary teacher. I have experience being a marketer, salesman. I have experience being a banker. I have experience being a credit officer in a finance company. I have experience being a technical director in business. But I found the best that I can enjoy my work and explore new things is being a lecturer. Because besides teaching, being a lecturer in university, you are teachers of the teacher.
Yes, agree, Prof.
Yeah, and when you become lecturer, when I first joined my former university, this is what they said. Number one is teaching. You cannot run away from teaching. Otherwise, don't be a lecturer. Number two, being a lecturer because you are trained until PhD, for example, in renowned universities, not renowned university, but you are trained to do PhD. Once you got your PhD punya certificate and or thesis tu, meaning that you have undergone the research process. So you should be able to do research. The best part of it, when you do research, you get grants, you are able to supervise PhD students, which not many people can do when outside. And whatever from this whatever output to, you can give back to the society, service. And of course, dalam tu you can also be an administrator. Okay, you can pegang tu, ni pegang. And in fact, you are also can be involved in outside organization. So, to be honest with you, and the other thing is that I always say to myself, you tell me in the government sector where there is no quota of kenaikan pangkat. The minute you join a university as a lecturer, the minute you go and lapor diri, actually your future to be a professor or jusa is already there. But how you manage your way? If you are in other government sector, it's not that easy. It's not easy. Even some in certain government sector, there's only one jusa in the whole of the department, in the whole of it, and that is in central. If you are in the states, the highest you can go is only upon an associate professor level. So I tell you, being a lecturer is really wonderful. And the other part is that if you do research, you have some good result, you want to share with people, you are paid to go overseas, no? Flight, ticket, stay.
So researchers should grab the opportunity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kalau tak buat tu, sorry to say, people may not like me. You're just another school teacher.
Yes, it's about the publication to public. So this is very important also.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you find new things you want to share with your students, yesterday I published a paper and this is what I found. All this while, not everybody lah, those who do research and have some, they may, no. Otherwise we have been taking from the textbook only. Other people's work, you cannot, you don't tell. You are not able to tell, to share with your student actually what you know.
Experience.
Because you did not do any research.
Yeah.
So to me, it's a waste. Sebab tu when I started a career at 40, okay, that's where I started because I've been working banyak. I said I must do as much as I could. And until today, I'm 67 this month. I still, there's a lot more I want to do. There's a lot more. There's a lot of things in my mind. We always, almost every day, Prof, we discuss. Other new ideas, new things, we call. Yesterday, what I told them, okay, for next year, FIGS, okay, fine. Those who didn't win this year, it's okay. We look back at it again. Where did we go wrong? Okay, look for new things. Is it because it is not in the government punya ni, but it's okay. But we tengok apa yang we have to support with evidences from other countries as well. That this area is important. So prepare for next year. But in the meantime, whatever we have, we change it into something yang lain for services purposes that benefit the public. That the public, the community at large could benefit. So the thing keeps on going. And along the way, I say, as a lecturer, as a researcher, if you really wish to be, you must read papers.
Yeah, I'm also interested on that. May I share something?
If you don't read papers in a day, one paper or two paper, then I'm sorry lah. I'm sorry, you're behind. Because people, US ke mana, I have experience working in UK, I have experience working in Japan. People, many of you, how people are working around the clock.
Should be able to differentiate between teacher,
exactly.
and lecturer. And then as a lecturer, maybe if I can add, should be able to determine the issue related to what they are teaching, for example. That is the difference between a lecturer and researcher.
The more you read, actually, the more your mind is open.
Yeah.
And that's where you okay, why not we do something like that? Or people have done this way. What about the context, simulation context? What about in this context? Wow, I tell you. So Do not work alone. If you work in silo, then your mind is jammed. Because you are so myopic, you know that thing. Call in all your friends. Okay? And if
Friends,
you were to
collaborator tu,
collaborators, and you remember yesterday, I went through, ataupun I heard this Prof. Jamaluddin, yeah? Dia talk on the FRJN. Yeah? Get a mentor in. I love to listen to all these people, even though, I love to listen. There are different views, different ideas, which is very true. I know. I've been telling some of this younger, you tak nak panggil I ke? I have some ideas juga.
Oh.
Just I can chip in. Bukan chip dia lah. I can put in some ideas.
Yeah, thank you.
But,
Dato', sorry, Dato'. Could you proceed to the next
sure.
session? Do you have do you have another presentation? So if not, I will give to you for about 10 minutes. Could you elaborate, explain to us, Dato', regarding the research strategy and activity for sustainability towards globally renowned university for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then after that, let's discuss a bit.
I think probably that area or that topic has been discussed to a certain extent before that. But okay, this is what as I mentioned. Okay, our two parts. Number one is what we are doing at I Promise. Okay, our plan for 2025. After coming back from Langkawi, we have sat down and strategically planned. We didn't go anywhere lah, because we don't have the money, the luxury of going anywhere. So we did it in our lab. I told my fellows, associate fellows, okay, those for associate fellows, we buat online. Fellows, if you could come to the lab, better still. The only thing that we provide is nasi Arab. Okay, but Alhamdulillah, for that one day, we managed to come up with a few strategies, a few things. Okay, now, as I said, genomics, we have, if you were to see from the slide as well from the video, we have done quite a number of things. We need to expand the database that we have. Okay, since more customers, more clients are coming in, okay, we need to get the consent from them and so on and so forth to build our database. That database is very important. That is a very important thing, yeah, because with that database, we will be sought after. People will believe in us. Number one. Number two, all those PCR tests and so on that we have developed so far, we need to upgrade it, to change it. Why? How? We need to get people who are good in biosensors. Okay. In fact, we saw one from the Faculty of Engineering. We met. Dia boleh buat benda ni. And even I said, why not? I challenge, we said to her, is that why don't you do a pump top PCR? This idea has been quite some time. I have been thinking with Prof. quite some time, pump top PCR. It is doable, except that we biologists can give idea, but they who have been working with some papers or some composite and so on can turn it. So we should be sitting down together, use certain algorithm and so on and so forth, and we can work together. So that is the intent now. Okay, now, what else can we change? Okay, now, looking at the data and so on and so forth, how can AI helps? How can AI benefit from it? How can we benefit from the AI? Okay, that is what we plan to do. And we have so AI, why don't we use robotic? Now, you see, precision health is quite wide. Ingat tadi ada 6 principles, participatory, personalized, and so on and so forth. We can use robots. Yeah, just like, and there is track record from that. In rehabilitation, for example, yeah, dah guna. So we can use genomics to use robot in that. That's so we have to think. Satu lagi is nutrigenetics. We have done that. So today, Prof. had a discussion with one of the food technologists, how to maximize the information of genetics, nutrigenetics into food technology. Okay, you do this and so on and so forth. Banyak lah.
Sub area.
Right. Satu lagi on the sports, we need to expand. Okay, what we had done so far, we had done an area study, analysis for 84 Malaysian football players. These players were trained dekat Mokhtar Dahari punya football academy in Gambang. We have given a report, and I think those are beneficial. So when I went and do this promotion, I told them, we can do that. There are 8 centers in the world. Australia, US, China, and so on. In around this part of the world, tak ada. And we have done that. We have mined data. We have come up with, you could see there, even some very targeting, target for this. Kalau you nak the cheaper version, if you know the bigger version, we do lah whatever yang whole genome ke exome ke, to do that. I told them for the Winter Olympics last time 2020, China screened the whole of dia punya athletes. Okay, US screened dia punya whole athletes for the Olympics in 2018 and something like that. So they know the strength and the weaknesses of their Manchester United, Chelsea, Bayern Munich, you name it. All of the players were screened, were analyzed genome to
Have been
see,
tested.
yes,
Oh, okay.
whether this exercise is good for them. What would be the best food for them in order to sustain stamina, speed, and so on and so forth. Usain Bolt, for example, the runner, has multiple copies of this ACTN3 gene.
Oh, the first runner in the world.
Rest, the best, 9.58, 19.19 second. Nobody can beat that. Belongs, do the genetic analysis, has multiple copies. So if he train, let's say 2 hours compared to those with 5 hours, because of the multiple copy, he helps more. So it's beneficial to him. And have you seen him having problem in terms of injury? Tak banyak. Compared to others, our athlete, sorry to say lah, after a few years, tak boleh, because why? They know to what extent the exercise that these people can endure.
It's about sustain.
It's about that. So these are the plan that we have done for until 2025 or until whatever lah.
Datuk, bila Datuk cakap macam tu kan, saya teringat dalam bahasa Melayu kita kata iman tidak boleh apa? Diwarisi. Ya. So macam mana? Genome ni macam mana? Ada hubungan dengan statement tu macam mana tu?
Kenapa iman tak boleh diwarisi oleh genetik, Prof?
Yang tu kena sendiri.
Okay, teruskan. Sorry. We have another 2-3 minutes.
Boleh dikaji nanti.
There is I promise I think for the university at large, as I said earlier, we know our job as a lecturer. Yeah, I tell you, I have faced problem in getting grant. Last time, I've been always successful from USM, UKM, until I've been successful. You name all the grants I've gotten it. Even European grant pun I pernah dapat and so on and so forth. Yeah? But lately only I faced I know that I couldn't get when I go for really bigger grants. Mungkin our area is not good enough, ataupun our professor is good enough, but it never killed my desire. It never killed my intention, never killed my ambition, and never did, because I just go do it. No, even now, open ada grantnya, I will submit. I dengan Prof. When we sat down, we really think, and we call in the other younger one who want to join. We don't force people. As I said, those who join us can work on precision lab, but at the same time, do not leave. Do not disregard whatever area yang you want to work. Go ahead, because you were trained in there, you were good in there, go ahead. But at the same time, do contribute in precision health. And probably, most of them, when they came in, I've already asked them. And I already seen that they could contribute. Yeah. Now, for the university at large, when the vice chancellor said that everybody needs to publish one paper as a corresponding, I think it's achievable.
Yeah, it's
achievable. It's achievable.
For 1 year, right?
For 1 year. Okay, look at this way. When I was in the previous meeting, I was the head department. So one of this lecturer came over to me. Doctor, I was the department. Then doctor, I don't have any area. I don't have a grant to. I kata, you look at that cabinet. There are a lot of info inside, patient punya info, lab investigation and so on and so forth. Pick up one organism or pick up one disease, okay, and you take 10 years punya work along the way. Look at the pattern, profile and so on and so forth. Build up from there. The epidemiology data must be there because we are lack of it. all this while we have been getting from the overseas. And you know, out of all those people, dia punya batch, she's her batch, she was the first to get a full professor at USM.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because then, dia kata, yelah,
Never thought at
that's how I
first.
say. Macam, okay, that is in science. In science also, looking at, even now, looking at behavior, looking at that, there's so many things. Because you are trained in that, actually, you can proceed from what you have done before.
Actually, sometimes it starts with the simple things.
Simple thing. Jangan think very high, I want to do this. Or ada yang, what happened is that, I have this problem. Ada. We start working with some of this ni already, you know. They came.
Mula cakap problem.
Yeah. You came, okay. This is what I saw in the hospital. This is what I see. Okay. This is a patient. Because they know better than us. They are the problem provider to us, for example. Okay. Then we said, so we did a quick search, you know. Okay, probably there are some genetic aspect in that. Probably is inherited and so on. Is there any data in Malaysia? No. And so on and so on and so forth. Okay. We said that. Okay, you look at that. Okay, what aspect? What are the latest one? That's how we came. You know, that's why people said now multidisciplinary is important. Okay, now the other thing is that which I would like to advise, also remind these people, do not work in silo, and do not be shy, and do not be satu lagi sombong.
And then mungkin kalau saya boleh tambah kan, and should understand the difference between, as you said just now, teacher and lecturer, that one. So as a lecturer, apa kita punya tanggungjawab, the responsibility kita. So bila kita, and then yang saya juga sekejap tadi highlighted about, if we are really specialized in our area, we should be able to come with the output. Okay, that is the publication. At least once a year, once a year. So kita kena support lah kita punya university punya, kita panggil apa? Kemahuan tu kan.
For a start, maybe do
on the top of kita punya responsibility tu.
A review paper will be good initially, because by doing review paper, satu you come up with another paper or meta-analysis for the matter, you come up with a good paper and you will read a lot there. This is what people have been doing. Probably you can continue from there. That's why I say reading papers every day is a must.
Yelah, yang kata one paper tu adalah corresponding, corresponding.
Satu,
So itu that one is the corresponding. So the publication number depend on the apa kita panggil
yes.
So far
depend on
bila
the
tanya
kita tu apa ni, research track ke teaching and learning track ke, ada a bit different on that kan. Tapi at least try start from one.
Whatever track tell you take if you choose research track ke, teaching track ke, administrative track ke, industrial track, whatever track, railway track ke, kapal terbang track, you cannot run away from doing research. Because research is not just being in the lab doing it is so observation is a research. Going through papers yang old one yang banyak tu in your area is a research. Because you search and bila you sebut research, that means you go, trust me, when you know more, the more you know, the more you don't know. No, let us walk the talk and not walk and not talk to talk. And talk the talk.
Okay Datuk. Okay Datuk. Satu soalan Datuk. So
talk the talk.
kita pergi pada Q&A session, mungkin 2-3 soalan. Boleh start from Dr. Zeti. Ada apa ni related to that? Ada Dr. Zeti nak tanya apa?
Apa ni, so far memang clear lah. Memang sekali ikutkan saya ada 10 soalan, tapi saya rasa Prof dah banyak menjawab soalan-soalan tu. But it's very good.
Apa nanti kita panggil untuk second time pula ke?
Yes, betul.
Banyak ni benda kita korek-korek benda Datuk Zaki ni. Okay, kalau macam tu boleh saya start. Saya ada satu soalan tu. Saya nak pergi kepada dia punya related to the instrument, management of instrument. As a leader, as a director, how you make sure that you optimize the use of instrument at your institute?
No, I promise it's not a big institute lah, okay, but we have.
But you have so many instruments.
Yeah, and even there's a father of meteoromics from University of Alberta came over last time when we had this meteoromics conference. Because he was the one who really worked hard for this meteoromics. He came to let Professor David Wishart from University of Alberta. He came. He said to me, Zaki, you're very lucky. Why, Prof? You are very lucky. You have both very important equipment side by side. One is the GA, genome analysis. One is the metabolomics. That is in my place. At my place, my university, I have to walk down to another department or another building. So okay. So hearing that, I told all my staff, look, we are not bad. Saya kata, don't rasa if you go to high Ivy League United States or this renowned university only that you have this. We have, but the number is less. For example, there was a professor from Oxford who came over, want to work with me lah. Came over to lab and bijam, yeah, but it doesn't really, but because the term is not good for me lah. He has 100 of the equipment. I have only one. So I told these people, look, he came, he thought that having that 100, he can ambil semua. No, I said no. But yeah, it's just like rabbit and a snail. They will go faster, we will go slower. But and this very one equipment that we have, even though in other labs or other universities doesn't have that, we are the only one. And remember, kalau if we really keep this equipment in good condition and being run, you could imagine the other university that or other research to come to us. So I told them, okay, you are trained in that, love this machine as if this is yours. Make sure that kalau it needs to be orang kata prime, you need to be service, needs to be, make sure the reporting is ni, make sure that recording the usage tu must be ni, because kita nak tahu berapa usage need service and so on and so forth. And when we ask the university for this capex, running budget, all the money goes to maintenance of equipment. 200,000 goes to maintenance of equipment. Because with this equipment, we graduate student, we do service, and we get some money and so on and so forth. Maybe one fine day we may not get the money like we get before. No. Okay. It may happen. The thoughts ataupun the initiative to cut down the support from the government is there. Since I was doing my PhD, I've been following. It may happen anytime, So 2023 will be a more difficult year. This is what I heard from the business, because I being a banker last time 2023 will be a bit more difficult time in terms of money. So that's why I told them, make sure that it is well kept and so on and so forth.
Yalah, macam mana Datuk train Datuk punya technical staff ni? Apa ada dia punya methods yang tertentu ke?
Every day kena cakap lah masa dengan Prof T, kalau tak ni morning tiap pagi kalau you tengok there's a group on LCMS, there's a group on genomic reporting every day.
Maksudnya kita kena be in the group, fellow, associate fellow, kena bersama-sama dengan technical staff.
Sama-sama. We cannot just leave behind like that. Okay, hang buat, lepas tu
everything put on schedule kan. Seperti Datuk cakap tadi, kalau rosak macam mana nak baiki kan. Ini penting ini cara kita nak kena manage betul-betul lah.
Kena manage. And the other thing is that I have no my room is the lab. I have no other rooms in the university.
Yalah, mungkin ada setengah-setengah tempat kita just nak ambil sampel, nak ambil dia punya result saja ke, yang tak boleh mana seperti yang kita nak publish paper juga,
kita kena sayang
the use of instrument also kena be together kan, manage instrument together.
Kita kena sayang benda tu macam kita punya sendiri. Macam you have to, that's why I told them kena, of course at time I have to be a bit hard on them, because the best part to use is that this is your KPI, your SKT. You are paid to do that, what? Otherwise, you are not sincere in doing your job if you don't look. Because if your job description is to look after this, you have to look it. Kalau you tak pay the attention, then you dah breach the conduct. You have breached the trust. The money that you earn every month is not good,
Datuk, do you organize the program such as the workshop, instrument workshop?
We do.
How frequent do you organize the workshop to manage your instrument?
Okay, At times, we will be having one next month, inshallah. Normally we don't charge, but now we have to start charging a bit lah. Next month probably there was some from University Indonesia coming, so we thought that we need to do a short. And the best part of it, this is I told them, yeah, when we organize workshop, let us do the talking. The people there, the fellows or the technicians there, do the talking. Share them with your results. Why? Because if you yourself was the one who presented on how to run, how to this, and how to analyze data, then people have a trust in you. These people know their business. These people know their stuff.
Saya Datuk teringat masa saya kat Jepun dulu.
Then that will
Datuk,
attract more people to come. You know.
Bila instrumen rosak kan, pergi jumpa profesor, beritahu profesor turun padang tu.
Betul.
Dia datang ke lab, dia sendiri yang explain, dia sendiri yang apa ni, yalah baiki.
Betul kan?
Ya, kita sepatut fellow, as a associate fellow even, kena macam tu, be in the group, kita kerjasama dengan technical staff kita turun padang. Jadi banyak lagi benda-benda. Mungkin the use of instrument also can be part of topic of research.
Betul. In fact, one of my fellow again can HPLC equipment kan kuat so dia boleh ni and pasang balik.
Dia boleh dismantle dengan pasang balik.
Dismantle and this person can put it back and make it work. How thorough it is. I said you must know.
Prof, nak tanya satu soalan. Because we are going another 2 years to be GRU University. So what is the best strategy for your ITM to achieve that? Yes. Mungkin ringkas bagi Prof. Yeah.
Okay, that's a very difficult question. Okay, now everybody has its own responsibility and task. Okay, the Vice Chancellor is doing what she thought is best. Probably to her visibility, and which is true. Yeah, of course. People commented lah, but a lot of money is spent. Yeah, it's true. A lot of money is spent, but look at the output. Yeah, okay, that's the best. That strategy at their level, the top management level. Okay, at our level, we researchers or lecturers. Okay, to be a renowned university. Okay, to start back. When I was student in 1973 at ITM to 1976, okay, I joined in 1976. ITM was well known untuk apa? Law, because LLB, and you have this business accountancy, ICMA, ICSA, ACCA, and so on and so forth. Okay, library science is probably the only institute that offer hotel catering, art design. Whoa, hebat. Okay, but those were at diploma and advanced diploma level. Then it just maintained probably, I don't know, or maybe it went up. Hopefully so. But now the scenario is different. People are looking into papers. People are looking into tangible product, networking, and so on and so forth. The more networking with big institution, the more ni. Okay, our part, let's say I promise, as I said, I promise to be referred, respected.
COE.
Yeah, COE. That is our name. And every single soul or staff of UiTM has their role. The lecturers, their role. Researchers, service provider, and whatever. And the administrator has their role. Right from the pendaftar until down, pendaftar has to support whatever that need to make it easy, to make it more conducive, so that there's no so many level of I don't know. The bendahari also need to look well into the management of the money and so on. So everybody has their punya role. It is not only the lecturers, it's not only the vice chancellor, it's not only the TNC, it's not everybody. That is what was taught to me when I was in the council or in the when we were talking about RU last time. Okay, every level,
each staff,
right?
So any more that we need Datuk to share with us? Is it okay?
Yes.
I think itulah, thank you so much Datuk. Masa pun dah menyemburi kita Datuk. Thank you so much Datuk for sharing regarding to the key point. What we should understand. We should believe that with that we be able to maintain the momentum and been motivated as a researcher to maintain the momentum, research momentum in research. Thank you so much. So today Datuk has elaborated based on how Datuk Datuk has set up the I promise. I promise, and then I promise start from the beginning from the scratch, and then now has also has how many once start company or more than that? Zakis only, Zakis. So very good achievement right now, is it?
But if there is some other product, I told them we may open up
We'll
another
open
one
another.
with different shareholders,
Different shareholder.
with different percentage of the shares.
Yeah.
It depends.
I also heard
If that
something
thing
like
is
that.
sustainable, open, no problem. Because why? You don't worry about separating with your money. The service money that we do is the one yang kita masukkan dalam as our kita panggil apa
And
tu?
then the important thing is the more startup company that we able to set up, the more people we know about
Yes.
our institute as well as our university.
Ya, betul.
That's also the way how we put our institute and our university to be a globally renowned university. Then we have future, inshallah.
Very true.
So we hope that our researchers also were with us and understand the key points, how we as a researcher should be, not just a teacher. Teacher also good, but not just a teacher, but to be a teacher of the teacher. That's very, very nice word Datuk has used just now. So I think Datuk, thanks again Datuk for your sharing, for this sharing session to share your experience with us. And then thank you also to the Associate Professor Zeti. Together, we are together today to moderate this session. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Datuk. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now I think I
Professor.
pass
Thank
over
you,
to our
Dr.
MC.
Zeti.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
Datuk.
Puan Zara. Thank you,
Hope
everybody.
Datuk
Thank you, AS.
able to come again in the future.
Inshallah,
Thank you so much.
We are so lucky having you today, Datuk. So inspiring and motivating. So before we end the session, I would like to invite the director to give a token of appreciation to Professor Datuk Dr. Muhammad Zaki Saleh, the director of I Promise.
Thank you so much. Dr. Seti, let's hold together. Bagi Datuk. Dr. Seti. Sama-sama. Terima kasih. Puan Zilha, coming. Come together. Let's sleep together. Okay. Terima kasih.
With that, we end the session. Thank you very much, Datuk. Hope to see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
There will be some activity.